So that means Asakura is no longer available. Unfortunately, will have to be retired.
Sadly, that's one down. I'm sure we can add one or two more again now. We've had interest.
Right, so Asakura is retired, and Tomoe has gone to visit her mother, so she's retired as well. But she's available in the so Hachiro is at the School of Fire. Mori and Ichijo, I think. Ichijo actually died, so he's deceased.
Yeah, he's deceased.
But Mori, I think, is back in Nobioka, merged into the gang. Asakura, I think, will probably settle down in the docks and split his time between doing some work for one of the metal workers and trying to get a more permanent position. Tomoe is going to settle down with her mum and help with the textiles business. Okay, so that leaves a rump of 4 of you. We need to get some more reinforcements for you, otherwise
yeah, I
a
will
bunch
do.
of forest goblins might take you all out.
I will get us a couple more then.
It's 3 of us, isn't it?
Let's see, we've got...
Oh, no, 4, sorry. Yes.
We've got Dave as well. Dave's been a stalwart every single week since he joined.
Well, 3 plus a fire eater, shall we say? 3 measured specialists and 1 fire eater. Okay, so
I'm not sure I like being called a fire eater.
Very kind of you to divert the dig. So, as far as you are concerned, okay, in that case, if you're going to stay for another couple of days in Nobioka, waiting to hear what, then presume. And then it's a case of travelling down to the house on the rock because you haven't heard anything.
That's right.
Okay.
Did Discord go mad for everyone there, or was that me that disconnected?
I heard somebody disconnect, I thought.
Well, that was me. I disconnected because I couldn't. Dave went off.
Yeah.
All of you.
I know, I think...
and everybody did, and then everybody came back.
Yeah, I think that's twice that's happened to Dave now. Dave, I think you're cutting out a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. That is not good.
No.
Because as far as I'm aware, there is nothing messing with my router, and my machine is, as far as I know, stable.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not
actually think it's Discord itself. I think they just can't cope with the volume.
No, that's...
I will turn my microphone down then.
No, I don't think that's the case. It's Discord should be coping, because I have level 3 so that it gets the best quality and stuff, but it can just be a bitch of a mistress sometimes, Discord, I guess.
Anyway, as I said, Dave, on the 3rd of the month...
Yep, you are travelling down to hedge the house on the rock. Okie doke. And so, as far as that is concerned, let us check and see what happens. So I should actually... Yes, I do have 2 tokens on the... 2 party tokens on the sheet. I should really have 2 separate tokens so everybody knows who's what, but... okay, so... we have a solo journey coming from Nobioka. And let us see whether anything happens on Kinzo's journey down to Connor. What's your BMA again, Kinzo?
7.
7. Right. So in that case, that is 1 to there, 2 to there, 3 to there, 3.5 to there. Now, travelling up to the house on the rock, it should take you. Are you going to travel north of the river or south of the river? In other words, is your journey going to go?
I'm going to cross the river and then go up the bank and then get to the house on the rock that way because I know where it is.
Oddly enough, everybody seems to be doing that these days. Can't imagine why. Okay,
Well,
any
it's
problems?
because at Connor there's actually a crossing, so you use it.
Yes, but you can actually cross that river most places just by getting wet. It's just that people seem to have an aversion to the north bank for some strange reason.
I wonder why that might be.
At the crossing, any problems? No, you don't get held up at the bridge by the guards at all. You just head across. So heading up the bank, it's half to there, and then another 1, 2. You would reach that point if you just travel your 7. If you're going to be traveling further, you would be kind of going on into the night.
No, I'll travel on to the night. I want to get there in one day.
Okie doke. So your journey down the Saikaido was peaceful, but travelling through the woods and the hills, how's that? Unfortunately, that appears to be quite peaceful as well. And you reach, I think, there, at which point you can, I believe you can hear something ahead.
And what is that?
Sounds like something coming down the path towards you. Several somethings.
Well, I should just carry on up the path and see what they are.
It's Kosa and his mates, coming to find out where you are. Is that correct, Kosa? I seem to remember you said that you were, because it wasn't the...
Yeah, we've got a few days to kill till the training starts, so we thought we'd nip up and see where he is.
Yeah. We left it on the 2nd of Atsuki, but we can go down on the 3rd.
Greetings, Kinzo.
Greetings.
Well, in actual fact, on the 2nd, you travelled up to the house on the rock.
Yeah.
And I thought you met Kinzo there because I thought he travelled on the 2nd, but he's actually travelling on the 3rd.
So we meet him
So
on the way.
You meet him on the way. It is getting gloomy.
Yeah.
And there is strength in numbers, and you do make your way the rest of the way to the house on the rock without further problems.
We
Okay.
can spend the evening filling him in on our adventure.
I'm sure he will be fascinated to hear about the new Okuden that has been brought to the house on the rock.
An Okuden of what?
Temiwaza. They retrieved a teaching scroll of it in a Temiwaza.
That's what the scroll trading was.
They were asked to carry a Torimono. It was actually a standard Torimono to the Harvest of War School and exchange it for one that was being sent back. And they have brought back a Torimono of an Okuden developed by the sensei of the Harvest of War School. And he is actually broadcasting it to all schools that show an interest in it because it's so specialized. And he specifically developed it for those it's specialized for. It is an Okuden for those who have lost all or part of an arm, to allow them to effectively to use their Temiwaza skill, or rather the Okuden of it, at no minuses. He himself is missing a hand.
Well, hopefully, I'm never going to need that sort of Okuden.
Sadly,
and I remember
many people do.
There's a new school just opened up nearby or somewhere called
nearby.
the school. Is it the House of the Whole Man?
Whole man.
Yeah, they're just literally taking the piss out of the guys with no hands. So they are not happy about that.
They feel it is an insult, but it is a I think it's a gentleman's academy rather than a martial arts
That's right.
school. So they are considering that it is just typical of the oik that teach in such schools.
Well, I'm not really very happy about that.
One of those days, one of these days, there may well be something done about it. But regardless,
so there's just the 3 of them, then, is there?
yes, they will explain that they left Tomoe in the village. She has gone to visit her mum in the Kanawa estates.
And Asakura?
Asakura, sadly, he has apparently decided to retire and settle in the village and join the Kanawa Garrison, I think.
Oh.
Yes. The incredible shrinking party.
Yes, we had a few hands down again. Kinzo, my friend.
Never mind. So, are you interested in staying at the house on the rock, or are you intending to return to?
Now I know they're safe. The next day I shall travel back to Nobioka and perform heroic duties on the docks.
We all could for a couple of days, because we're not doing anything until next week at the House of the Rock anyway.
But no, you 3 might as well stay here because you're going to be training here rather than traipsing up and down the road.
I shall stay here rather than keep trudging back and forwards. I shall stay here.
Yes, you might meet a sad end and lose a hand, for example.
Well, if you're staying, I'll stay.
I make a few.
Will you lot stop
useful
talking about
contacts.
losing hands, okay? Makes me feel better.
Okay, so if I am correct, then Kinzo is going to be returning to Nobioka, and the rest of you are going to be staying in the house on the rock up until
Are we going to
ttrpg, and then you were talking about having 3 weeks of training, but you do not actually have to take your 3 weeks of free training now. You can always delay it.
But they had training in Atemiwaza, Jiu-Jitsu, Shuriken Jutsu, all the good shit coming up. So this was going to be a good month for
teaching, which is the point.
Yeah.
Are we going to, after we've done our training, are we planning on going to meet Kinzo in Nobioka?
Mm-hmm.
Was he coming here, or what are we going to agree to?
What are you proposing, oh leader of the team?
Well, what does Kinzo want to do before he goes? Are we going to come to you, or are you going to come to us?
Oh, you best come to me because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing yet.
Okay, yeah, we'll come back to Nobioka then when we're finished.
Yes. Okay.
It would be around, what, 12th, something like that? If we're doing the 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So you would probably get to Nobioka about the 12th, yeah.
Okay.
You could probably make it in a day if you rush. But if the weather's bad, it may well be that it takes you 2 days. If you get delayed at the bridge by the guards, it may take you 2 days.
Yeah. Okay.
If you meet up with something in the woods on the way, or you fail to get out of the way of a bouquet on the road, it may take you longer than 2 days. Who knows?
Stop the doom and gloom, okay? They'll get there in just over a day because we all know it's safe.
Is it? If you remember, you met a boar on the road, and you. Oh no, that was on the way up to Shibuya, wasn't it? Yes, true.
All right.
We'll see you shortly then,
Kinzo.
See you sometime next month.
Yeah.
Okay, and calling me shortly. Okay, so Kinzo attempts to return to Nobioka, and Yes, it is not interested. You therefore make it to Connor. Let's see how the bridge is. You get a little bit of delay on the bridge, but you're not carrying any goods, and you're obviously not particularly wealthy, so they don't decide not to try shaking you down, and you make it the rest of the way to Nobioka without a problem.
What date is it? What date do I get back?
You return to Nobioka on Fort Utsuki.
Thank you.
Sorry, just updating the diary. So Kinzo returns to Nobioka. Rest, stay in HOTR. Jolly good. It wasn't a particularly nice day. You're rather wet when you return to Wanshu's residence. And you have to bang on the door to wake him up to let you in, which he's not too pleased about. But
I'm sorry about that.
I thought you were going to go and find out what was happening with the others.
I've been, yeah. They went to Harvest of War School and have come back. They're all intact, although 2 of them have decided to retire for the reasons best known to themselves.
Well, it is a dangerous life you are all leading. It's much more sensible to work as a merchant in Nobioka, he says.
Well, as a matter of interest,
Yes.
you don't teach commerce, do you?
Not officially, he says. I suppose I could, but it would kind of take away from my mercantile activities and result in a loss of income.
I'd be prepared to pay the normal rate.
Right. Well, I would have to speak to my my clients and see whether they could suffer such a large loss of mercantile skill on their behalf. You understand? I do have contracts and things that I am pledged to do.
What the other point is, do you know of a teacher of commerce in Nobioka who could possibly teach me at your behest?
Actually, he does. Although he's not in Nobioka. His uncle is an expert in commerce, and if he puts a good word in for you, you may be prepared to teach you.
I thought that might be the case. Well, if you could write that letter for me, then I'll nip down to Hanamushisu and see if he's available.
Very good. Yes, he is willing to do so on a roll of 99. So he will write you. Well, he will kind of. He'll do it in the morning. He's a bit tired at the moment, but he'll do it in the morning before you leave for Hanamushisu. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Not at all, Kinzo. Not at all. Okay. In that case,
Dave, just before you go any further, would you
Yep.
like to make a wit saving throw for Wanshu?
I'm sure he would love to make a wit saving throw. Sorry, but I'm not sure he's going to make it on that. What was he missing seeing?
He ought to be aware that I've got some commerce training. I almost certainly got it from Uncle.
Righty-ho. Well,
Yeah.
yes. If you got it as part of the Kanawa Garrison duty, yes, it was from Uncle. So you are aware that Uncle is a master of commerce.
Oh yeah. As I say, it's just that Wanshu would know that.
Yes, which is why it was quite amusing when I believe one of the members of the party was trying to bargain with him.
Yeah, well,
Back
it's
in the
something that
mists
I
of
keep under
time.
wraps because it's a little bit I don't know, demeaning, I suppose, in some respects. Well,
Not at all.
anyway, on the 5th, I should travel back down to Hanamishizu. The guys on the bridge are going to get to know me, you know.
They're probably going to get suspicious as to why you're travelling north and south and going over that bridge so many times without carrying any goods. No visible means of support. Anyway,
Yes.
so you return to Nobioka. What rest of you planning on doing in the House of the Rock, by the way? Just kind of
Helping them with their manual labour and stuff for keep, if they agree to that. I think they did previously.
They are willing to let you help around the school, and given that it's most of a week, you will actually get an extra status point for this, because the sensei himself is allowing you to stay there, so you can have an extra status for this particular week. Okay.
Oh wow.
Right.
So that's +1 to earn status at the House of the Rock, yeah?
Correct. And following morning, Wanshu pulls out his writing tablet and produces a piece of parchment and actually produces a creditable letter to his uncle, which appears very well written. It's not a critical success by any stretch of imagination, but it is certainly. He obviously has calligraphy skills that he's used, and it does indeed ask his uncle to consider giving you tuition in commerce for future considerations.
So, and does Wanshu have any small amount of goods he wants me to take to Uncle?
Does he? Yes, he does. He's got about £30 of goods. If you could take it down to Uncle for him, he'd be willing to pay you 3 copper.
I'll do that then.
Okie doke. So you set off for Hanamishisu. And does anything notable happen on the way? Peaceful trip on the road. You do get held up at the bridge for some time because the guards are busy checking another caravan and refuse to let you through until they've dealt with it, and then they question you quite severely about why you're travelling up and down the road so often without, previously having any means of any particular reason to.
Oh, well, I'll tell them I was visiting the house on the rock the first time I came through, and now I'm carrying some goods for Onshu to Uncle at Hanamishizu.
Can I have a wit saving throw from Kinzo, please? Probably not.
No, failed by about 6, I think, 7.
You need that point of wit. Well, you need several points of wit. You are let across the bridge. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you would normally have got there early afternoon. It's mid-afternoon before you reach Hanamishizu, but you get there quite safely.
Okay,
I presume. Okie doke. Greetings, young Kinzo.
Greetings, Uncle. A small pack of goods from your nephew, Wanshu.
Well, thank you. He will
And
check
this
the
letter.
consignment note, and he will read the letter. And are you seeking tuition or personal tuition? He asked.
Well, initially just tuition in a class if you've got.
Let's see. This week and the week after next, he is actually teaching up at the Garrison. So you can certainly sit in those classes, not a problem. The middle week,
I'll do that.
he's actually busy.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. And if you wish, you can use the third week for getting training from the Garrison in one of the other skills that's available.
What are they?
Let me just double check. Okie doke. Well, in actual fact, most of the skills are available. Whether it's being taught in that particular week is a matter of chance. So, what are you interested in?
Ton for Tay if they're doing.
Salter. Right. On for pay. Okay. So as far as Tom Fate is concerned, they do teach that. The question is whether or not they're teaching it this particular week. So let's just check that. No, they're not teaching it in that second week. One of your other skills, perchance?
Let's try Jujutsu instead.
That's more likely. Yes. There is somebody teaching Jujutsu that week.
Okay, so that's 2 weeks of commerce and 1 of Jujutsu, please.
Okey-doke. Let me just sort out what that comes to. So, as far as the Jujutsu is concerned, superior level master. So that so higher level than you. It is bonus for you, yes?
Yes.
Okey-doke. So that would be a bonus of 3 to your learning rate for the Jujutsu.
And the cost?
It doesn't cost anything to train with the Garrison. but you are adding a week of a part of a week of a debt. Effectively, you're building up a debt which can be called in, and they can ask you to do something for them.
That's fine. That's fine. I would understand that already.
Yep. And the 2 weeks of commerce. That is also 3 plus. Hang on a second. Is commerce bonus for you?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. So in that case, 1, 2. Sorry, that should be another point on your jujutsu because I didn't include the fact that it was bonus for you. So it would be 4 for your jujutsu and 3 plus your learning rate for the commerce.
And how much is Uncle charging me?
He's not.
Excellent.
He's teaching the class for the garrison as part of people's training.
Oh, okay.
And you are joining that class, so therefore you're not being charged, but you've effectively incurred a debt of 3 weeks training to the Kanawa estate that the Lord may call in to get you to do something. Okay, so if you would just put a note on your sheet, just put a note at the bottom to say that you've got 3-week training.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
In the Kanawa garrison. Okay. You also don't gain any status from that. You're basically freeloading with the rest of the trainees.
That's what you can't gain status and a debt at the same time. It don't really make sense, does it?
Exactly. Right. As far as the rest of you are concerned, let's just take you through the house on the rock. So let me just call that up. So
I'm going to pull my character sheet up on screen as well while we do training.
The house on the rock. Just go to that sheet. And so there we are talking. This is the 2nd and 3rd weeks in Otsuki, and the 1st week in Satsu. So let me just see what again they had then.
I've got them written down if that helps, Dave.
Nice.
My understanding was that you had Sashimi was teaching classes in Jujutsu and then Shuriken Jutsu, and then Yoyaku was teaching a second class in Shuriken Jutsu, and they are masters of all those skills.
Yeah, I wanted to do Shuriken Jutsu both weeks.
There was also a Tamiwaza on offer both of the...
Onaka was teaching a Tamiwaza, but unfortunately Onaka is not that skilled in a Tamiwaza. He only has a skill of 80 in it.
And I'm 85, so it wasn't any good to
enough for me.
It's good enough for you.
Is there Shuriken Jutsu for 3 weeks? For all 3?
Nope. At the present moment, the plan was to for Sashimi to teach Jujutsu in the 1st week.
Yep.
Sorry, no, my apologies. Which weeks was it? It was the 2 weeks of Utsuki and 1 of Satsuki, which was Sashimi teaching Jujutsu the 1st week, and then
2 weeks of Shuriken Jutsu
the 2nd week. Then Yoyaku was teaching Shuriken Jutsu for a week. Now, if you wish to try and persuade Sashimi to include you in his class but teach you Shuriken Jutsu the 1st week, that would be an influence roll.
Okay. Let me bring the dice back on screen then.
So
Well, my
Does
my
anybody
plan, Dave,
else?
was to do the jiu-jitsu for the first week and then a
And then 2
Tamiwaza for
weeks
the
of
following
Tamiwaza.
week. Yeah.
Yes. And Kosa, were you planning to do that as well, or were you going to try? Would you be interested in Shuriken Jutsu for the first week as well?
Jiu-Jitsu the first week and Shuriken Jutsu for 2 weeks.
I'm happy to just go with that
Okay.
then, because I use Jiu-Jitsu too.
Okie doke.
No rules required for this,
So-
eh?
So as far as no rolls required. So as far as that is concerned, then for Jujutsu with Sashimi, he is higher level than you, but not 6th level. He is a master of the school. It is a bonus for you as far as Jujutsu is concerned. If you have a skill of 70 or less, there is a Torimono available.
Nice.
But I assume that you all have skills better than 70.
No, in Jiu-Jitsu 65.5.
63 for me,
Oh.
so I don't. Never used it much.
Same.
Fair enough.
I can use the Torimano.
I can.
Okay. In that case, if you can use the Torimono, that helps further. Because that gives you basically 5 plus your learning rate.
Right, and my learning rate is...
At a cost of nothing.
So
Don't forget, if your skill is over 760, then unfortunately you halve your
right. So
capability.
learning rate is 2, so it's 5 plus 2 halved is 3.5.
3.5.
Okay. So my permanent becomes 69. I've changed the permanent, don't I? It's the permanent column that I change, yeah?
Yes, you change the
Yes,
permanent.
you change the permanent column. Yeah.
Okay.
And if your BCS goes up 1, you get 0.1 in a physical.
Oh, I don't know what my BCS was before.
Done that.
Did it go up? 65.5 to 69, was that an up? I don't think it is.
No,
No.
it isn't.
No. Okay.
Fair enough. And then the second week, I believe we have 2 takers for Shuriken Jutsu. Correct.
Yep.
Taught by Sashimi. Let's just see what that comes to. Now, as far as Shuriken Jutsu is concerned, there is a Torimono up to 87 written in katakana.
Nice.
So that means that you are able to make use of that as well. In which case, you get 5 plus your learning rate
7.
in Shuriken Jutsu for the second week. And unfortunately,
My BCS went up 1.
congratulations. That gives you a 0. No, that's the first
second week.
Sorry, the second week. That's the second week.
Yeah.
Because you're learning Shuriken Jutsu from Sashimi the second week.
So that's what, 0.1 on a physical skill?
A physical, correct.
I'm going to go for
And
the
strength.
other week.
wait a second. Also on the second week, we have a Naka teaching a Temiwaza to Yanagi, correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Okie doke. What level is Yanagi?
Level 1.
In that case, he is a superior level to you.
Woohoo!
Just. Okay, he's not level 6. He's not a master of the skill. It is a bonus for you. And what's your skill in Temiwaza?
74.5.
Are you fully literate in hiragana?
Yes.
In that case, there is a usable Torimono, which their hiragana score actually goes up to 98. So, yes, indeed. So therefore, you get a bonus of 4 to your learning rate.
Okay.
So 4 plus your learning rate halved.
Should take me to that. And then, is it the same for the following week?
And it'll be the same for the following week. Yes,
Yeah.
unless you go up a level in the meantime.
Well, unless you're going to give me,
Well, has your
0.7
skill-
window, I would.
Has your skill got to 80 yet?
It will do the first time, yeah.
Ah, you've reached 80 in the first week.
Yes, because I'll add. Hang on. Hang on. Will I? Anyway, plus that is 7. No, it's 3.5. No, I should be just under.
In
So I should
which
go
case,
over 80 after 2. Yeah,
he is able to teach you for the second week,
excellent.
and you gain another 4 plus your learning rate.
Yeah, so I should go to.
And the student has exceeded the master.
Okay. Well, he's a very good instructor then. I shall comment upon such a thing.
Well, it was the
Okay.
Toromono, I think.
Well.
You read a little bit more into the Toromono than he did.
Well, maybe, or maybe he's just found that extra little bit within my ability I didn't know I had.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your Tamiwaza now?
I'm just doing the maths on it. What's that?
Well, it's gone up by 4 plus your learning rate in total, hasn't it? So it's gone up by 7, so I think looking at your sheet it should be 81.5.
Yes, I think it should. I had a young son on my knee at that moment.
Fair enough.
Yeah, just timed it to come and say good night. So, right, 81.5.
And for the rest of you, Yuyaku is going to be teaching you this week. And it is the Shuriken Jutsu that he's teaching.
Just before you do, Dave, just for my notes, what was the name of the master that taught us Jiu-Jitsu in week 1?
Sashimi.
Thank you. Is that... No, that was the guy that taught us Shuriken Jutsu in week 2. Was it the same guy?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yes, he taught you. He was running a class in Jiu-Jitsu the first week, and then Shuriken Jutsu the second week.
Thank you. So, next week of Shuriken Jutsu training. What did we say it was?
You'll be studying under Master Yoyaku,
Okay.
who, let's see, his level is greater than both of yours. He's not 6. He is a master. It is bonus for you. So, usable Torimono, I think we said, yes, there is a usable Torimono. And therefore you gain 5 plus your learning rate.
Another plus
for that week.
Yep.
BCS went up again. That's another +1 to a physical skill.
Correct.
Nice. I'm doing strength this time round.
Fair enough.
Alright. That's training done, eh?
And you each get a bonus of 3 to your earned status for the House on the Rock.
Nice.
Very nice.
Correct. So your status at the House on the Rock is actually probably quite high at the moment.
My earned status there is 11. Group
Yes,
status
but your
21.
group status,
Yeah, 21.
Your group status is 21. That means you have a BCS of 4 in status roles.
Yeah.
I have a group status of 27 for House on the Rock.
Nice.
Oh, a BCS of 5.
Very nice.
Oh.
Really effective. Jolly good. I hesitate to think what Kosa's got.
It's not that good, actually. It's not as good as Yanagi's.
Yes, well, Yanagi has a history with the House on the Rock.
Yeah.
I'm working on getting more status, but it's slow going.
Yes.
Right.
Okie doke.
I
So,
think we'll make it known that we're returning to Nobi Ocha, so if there's anything from the school that needs to go, messages or whatever, we can carry them.
Oh, yeah. This would be the 11th of Satsuki, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. So,
The only consistent thing in my notes is the dates.
No. Kinzo, you can have an extra. An extra 4 copper. Because while you were waiting for the training to start, Uncle used you for various labouring and portering jobs around the village.
He knows
for the
how to
last few
squeeze blood
days.
out of a stone, doesn't he?
It sure does.
He is actually paying you. He's not just kind of providing your room and board and kind of expecting you to work for that. You know, he has your best interests at heart.
Yes, but not as much as his best interests at heart. Anyway, I shall thank him for it. It's more money. It's yet another day's food I can afford.
Okay. So let's see. That takes us up to there, and then Kinzo. I'm just marking up the die with what's been going on. So that's all of Utsuki and the first week of Satsuki. Johnny, good.
So I arrive back in Nobioka, what, the 2nd of the next month?
Let's see. So on the 11th Satsuki, the weather's not great. It was raining yesterday. You were glad to be indoors doing your commerce training, Kinzo. And there are frequent showers when you all set out on 11 Satsuki. So I think you are all travelling back towards Nobioka today. Kinzo should reach there without any problem whatsoever. Let's just double check. Yep. You don't get any hold up at all. Early afternoon, you reach Nobioka. And the rest of you leaving the house on the rock. Okay, they do not have anything to take up to the house on the rock. And by the way, Uncle didn't have anything for you to take back to Nobioka. All right, you reach Nobioka late at night. You're going to have to knock up one shoe and wake both him and Kinzo. Which, given that it's been pouring with rain off and on all day, that you want to get in out of the wet, and you're not really bothered that you've woken them up. But never mind. You've all reached Nobioka on 11 Satsuki. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There's just the 3 of them. They've not picked up another stray waif on the way back?
Not
Yeah,
yet.
we don't pick up them, we just lose people.
No.
Yeah, we just lose people.
Actually,
Right. Have
What
you guys got a
Moe
mission for the house on the rock, or not?
hang on a second. Was Tomoe interested in travelling up to Nobioka? No, Tomoe was not interested in travelling up to Nobioka with you, Kinzo. She's in Shibuya and is staying there for the time being.
Oh, okay, I'll tell her that she knows where to find us, or at least leave a message with one shoe if she needs our help.
Yeah. I mean, basically, your training was actually up at the Kanawa estate with the garrison there, so you were able to talk to Moe if you wish to. Not a problem.
Well, yes, I'll pass the time of day with her and ask her about her journey to Harvest War School and that, and then I say make the offer that if she needs help, let us know.
Oh, she's very grateful, but she's staying with her mother for the time being, just in case that so and so reappears.
I understand.
Okay. Let's see. What's the situation in Nobi Ocha at the moment? It's not particularly comfortable. It is very hot weather at the moment. And it's 30 degrees at night. So it's uncomfortably hot at the moment.
Yeah.
You're in the height of summer. What is happening that you're aware of? Okay. The Daimyo's construction on the extension of the walls to the city appears to be back on track and is going quite well. So there is a lot of work, labour, stonework, masonry work, etc. Available. So the city itself is doing quite well. There is actually a shortage of labour because all the available porters, etc., can find work on the building site. So you should be able to find work on the docks if you want it. As far as your erstwhile clients were concerned, Wonshu has actually got a message from your Yakuza friends to say that at the present moment they have no need of your services. I mean, if you wish to ask any more questions, you'd have to go and talk to them. But at the present moment, they do not seem to think that they need your services.
Yeah, message received.
They
obviously know how to find us if they ever do again need us.
Are we still getting paid?
No, we went off the retainer.
No. You came off the retainer when
we were going travelling.
When you were going travelling. And yes, it's always nice to have a regular source of income, isn't it? But at the present moment, they have no need of your services. There is news about the old village site. Apparently, work is proceeding to try and re-establish a village there.
That was the place where they used to make sake before, and then they had stopped because bandits overran it, right?
Yeah, basically. And
some group of heroes chased the bandits off.
Give them a medal. Or a free meal if you can so.
Let's see. They are looking for people to scout the forest surrounding the area and identify any potential threats that might need dealing with.
That sounds like a job for us.
So if effectively the Ashigaru are guarding the labourers who are working on the village, but they are keen to hire people to scout out the neighbouring forests and see if there's anything that they need to worry about.
Boys. You know I'm all over this.
Well, the rest of the party may not be.
No, but they know how I feel about this already.
What scouting skills do you have?
I don't. I have bad guy beating up skills. Kosa has scouting skills.
Not really.
More than I do.
So your scouting. So your scouting skills basically mean you wander around, kind of making a lot of noise, hoping things attack you.
Bumping
Is
into
that right?
bad things and then we fight them.
Yeah, it's slightly more sophisticated, but yeah.
It's slightly more sophisticated that we walk in a formation and stuff. We have like tactics.
Oh yes, you have tactics, but your tactics assume that the bad guys kind of see you and decide to attack you, rather than looking for traces, for kind of concealed bandits who aren't quite that stupid.
Well, we rely on our esteemed leader for that.
Exactly.
That's our leader,
That's
isn't
why
it?
we have a leader. Yes.
Okay. Well, that is one thing that is available. So you can either look for porter work on the docks, or you can look to get employment on the construction site, or possibly scouting out in the forests.
Nah, we're above construction
or
and
some
dock
other
work now,
sort of
boys.
work.
Well, Kinzo would suggest that we go to this village because I want to visit the shrine there anyway.
Definitely.
There isn't a shrine there.
Not the
Yes, there
Well,
is.
there's the well where it's got the statue inside it. The kami at the well.
Yes, but there is a statue. Yes,
It's
but
not a
there isn't a
shrine.
formal shrine
Yeah,
yet.
we
Do
could
you mean there's no Torii gate? Well, that's all right. We know she's there, and we're going to go and visit her.
Surely if they're rebuilding a village there, they will be making a shrine for that, no doubt.
One would expect so, but then you haven't seen the designs or spoken to any of the Shinto priests about it.
I love this job at opening up the black squares. I mean, going out into the woods.
Which saving throw, please, Kinzo? And you can have a bonus of 3 on this roll. Sorry, deduct 3 from your roll because. Oh, you didn't even need that.
Superb.
-1.
Okie doke. You have a strong feeling that it might be advantageous to speak to the people at the shrine that you've been learning Shinten at, because you remember they were the people who were involved with the kami before. If the village is being rebuilt, would it be beneficial to the shrine if their priests were involved in reconsecrating a shrine to the kami?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I was going to go and ask if Gorenji could accompany us to the village.
Well, yes, you have obviously decided this is a really good idea. It could.
Well, the point is, he was the man who was doing the ritual
He
when
was the
she
one that was
appeared.
there before, yeah.
I would think he appears to be earmarked for the shrine to be, shall we say?
Well, that might be beneficial to his progress, but how's it going to help the shrine in the city? Maybe losing.
Well, they would have a subsidiary shrine, won't they? Effectively, they'll go up in size.
And the travellers going to that shrine would stop in the city and bring commerce to the city.
Well, the other advantage would be that the shrine in the village, if it is to a kami who is blessing the sake that is brewed there,
that sake's going to
would
come to
probably
the
be
city.
quite a wealthy shrine.
That sake's going to come to the city and be popular there, and the people are going to be blessed when they drink sake. It's going to be popular in Nobi, yeah.
Well, most people get blessed when they think so.
I get really blessed.
Okay. Well, you can discuss that in the morning when you're having your breakfast. And do you wish to go and visit them at the shrine?
I certainly will, because I'm going to ask them if they'll allow Gorenji to accompany me and my friends to the village to carry out a small ritual of thanks and blessing on the kami.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see then. So you are going to suggest this at the temple?
Well, I mean, I could kidnap Gorenji and cart him off hand and foot, but I think that's not a good move, do you know?
Well, he is the most junior priest at the shrine.
Yes, but kidnapping people is not something you should do, is it?
Correct. Especially if you want their cooperation in performing a ritual. Okie dokes. So,
Does this village have a name yet?
1 second. And I'll tell you what the old name was. They're reviving the old name of the. Well, sorry. There is discussion about whether they use the old name or whether they give it a new name due to the bad luck. Is it bad luck just to revive the old name? The old name was Shinchinotsu, and there's a discussion as to whether to use that name or whether to rename it Shimamaki. So that's up in the air at the moment. So it will either be Shinchinotsu or Shimamaki, and it's about evenly balanced between the two at the moment. Okay. Whether it would be bad luck to keep the old name, that's one argument. How they're going to decide it, who knows?
They'll probably play Go for it or something like that.
Or possibly the daimyo may just get fed up with the argument and kind of choose.
Make a decision, yeah.
Oh, I see. It's at that level. Oh, well, of course.
Well, no, the present moment.
Decide, won't he?
Yes, well, he's instructed a samurai to go and re-establish the village, but the name that the village is to be given hasn't been finalised yet. He's leaving it to that samurai to decide. In a second, I can give you the name of the samurai who's going there. Actually, Matsuo Basho is the samurai who is refounding the village.
What was his second name?
Basho. Basho. Matsuo Basho.
A bit like a sumo wrestling tournament.
Possibly. You don't know him. You've heard. You just know the name.
Is the local daimyo a Matsuo as well?
No, the daimyo of Nobioka is, well, the daimyo of Hyuga province is Kurosaki Kawa. And various of the sub-provinces are held by Kurosaki clan. There are also Eriwado clan, Imasu clan, etc., etc.
Excuse me.
Okay. I think it's the Tagamis who are in charge of South Hyuga, and the Danawas who are in charge of North Hyuga. But Kurosaki is the daimyo of the whole of Hyuga and much of central Hyuga.
Was it Kurosaki Kawa?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where is it? Oh, I've lost something. 1 second, I'll just check it out. That's what it was. Yeah, I mean, for example, Ohio Castle, just to the south of Hanamishisu, that is held by Kurosaki Tomo. So a lot of the provinces in central Hyuga are held by members of the Kurosaki clan. But this guy is probably a relative by marriage or something like that. Okie doke. So you pop along to the shrine. Let me just check and see what he's doing that week. So this week is week 2 Satsuki.
This is the thanks for the river crossing shrine we're going to.
No.
What shrine's this?
It's the Harvest Blessing Shrine.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which actually has 2 major kami embodied in it and 4 minor kami. So it's already quite a large shrine. And
It's certainly a large complex, isn't it?
Yes. And Goreiji is actually teaching a class this week in Kenji.
That's useful to know.
Yes.
Did you say kanji or kenji?
Kenji.
Kanji as in the writing, yeah?
As in the writing, yes.
I've got nothing in that.
Well, he has various skills. And kanji is one of them. Anyway, so you will have to wait to see him in the evening because during the day he's teaching the class. Are you going to come back in the evening? Or are you going to attempt to see one of the more senior priests? Because he's certainly going to have permission to leave the shrine anyway.
No, I should go and see Gorenji first, because if he doesn't want to go, then I'll go and talk to one of the others.
Okie doke. Fair enough. In that case, I assume that you're going to amble back to the docks and watch all the busy work, and then pop back in the evening. Yes.
Yes, I'm going to take a day off.
Okay. What's everybody else doing? Are you going with him to the shrine to add your plea of supplication, or are you going to try and do something else?
I'll accompany him to the shrine if he's happy to be accompanied.
Yeah. Well, Yanagi will realise I know the shrine's layout quite well.
Okay.
Yes. Looks at the board, sees he knows precisely where the class structure is. The class list is. Pops on to see Goreiji, and finds he's going to be busy all day in the scriptorium, and just have to come back in the evening. Okay. Kosa, what are you doing?
Just a day of rest.
Fair enough. And the same for our 4th member.
Same for Kyūryū, yeah.
Surely good. Okay. You go back that evening. Yes, Goreiji's actually been told that you were looking for him, and he is available to chat. And let's see. What can we do for you?
Well, I and my friends are intending to visit the old village that's been re-established and see if we can get some work acting as scouts in the forest. I thought you might like to come with us to check on the Kami of Water that you so kindly helped reconstitute, if that's the right word.
The Kami of the Well.
Okay. Okay, his general attitude is no. He's not keen on the idea. You would have to persuade him to go.
Who's the most persuasive?
Well, if you're not willing to go, that's fine. Do you know of one of the other priests who might?
But well, the most interested would probably be the one who's most likely to be interested would be Numachi. He's kind of two levels above him in the hierarchy. Numachi wasn't present when the kami appeared, but he was fascinated by by what we told him and expressed an interest in being involved in anything further dealing with that kami. So Numachi would certainly be the most likely to be interested in going. And at the present moment, he's busy doing some work for the Kanushi on the shrine, but he does understand that he's free next week.
Okay, in which case I might return next week to talk to him. But I've got to check with my colleagues whether they're prepared to wait until then or whether they want to go now. If you can let him know that I was looking for him to speak to him about the matter, that'd be very good, and I'd be quite happy to help you in another matter.
Well, he could take you to see him now. Or, he's working. He's doing work for the shrine during the day, but come evening, he's relaxing and reading his prayers and so on. So he could certainly take you along to see him now.
I'd be very grateful if you could do that.
Okay. In that case, he does escort you both along to see Numachi and introduces you and explains that you were the ones who brought the statue for rededication and were present when the kami made her appearance, and that you were going back to the village and interested in whether one of the priests from the shrine would be interested in going with you. Gureji himself is not interested, but he knows that Numachi was, so would he be interested? Dumpty 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 dum. Let us. Do you wish to add your entreaties to his suggestion? In other words, are you going to attempt to help persuade him?
No, I'm going to see how the senior priest reacts first.
Okay, fair enough. So, well, that's a pretty crap roll. I put his likelihood as his kind of general feelings as 40 plus 3d20. So he's ambivalent. He's interested in it, but he understands the place is still derelict, and so he's wavering. He has a definite interest in the kami, but he's as far as actually just going to visit this derelict village, he's neither one way nor the other. He's
in that case, sir, I and my friends will go there and check the village out, and then when it is more suitable, if I may, I shall come back and ask you to go then.
Well, of course, once an attempt has been made to clean the place up and remove some of the pollution that's no doubt crept in over the years, we would be certainly keen to visit.
Well, thank you for seeing myself and my friend Yanagi. And I bid you good night.
Not at all. Not at all. Always glad to see someone who's making something of themselves around the shrine. Obvious reference to your Shinten teaching.
Well, he's going to be surprised when I ask for the next thing, then. But we'll get back to that.
Fair enough. So
In that case, Yanagi, it looks like we'll be able to go to the village tomorrow rather than having to wait a week.
Yes, it does. Which maybe makes more sense. That way we can, check it ourselves. And when you then speak to them and say we've been through it and it's safe, they will.
Indeed. I was rather hoping that Garrison himself would want to go because he was the one who was performing the invocation when the kami appeared. But it may be that it's rattled him a little bit too much.
Maybe.
Yes. Well, the impression you get is he's a town priest. He's quite happy being in a hierarchy in the temple, and he's got his job, and everything's civilized here. And going out to work in a village out in the hinterlands, without all the benefits of an established temple, an established shrine, he's not really keen.
Yeah, what you mean to say is he doesn't want to miss his creature comfort.
No, of course it's that there are facilities here for worshippers, and
he can dress it up how he likes, but that's what it is.
Basically, yes, he's a townie. Bit like my character in another campaign who kind of misses his coffee every morning. Anyway. So,
he can always grind up acorns,
Quite.
Sorry, I was out of character, so let's get back to character.
Okay. It is a not quite as hot a night. Tonight it's only about 26 degrees, so it's unpleasant, but it's not excessively hot. And dawn of 13 Satsuki arrives. Dark storm clouds overhead again, and it looks like it's going to be a bit of a wet day. What do you all wish to do?
Well, I suggest that we travel to the old village.
Yep, I want to see the old village. Yep. See about getting this job as the scouts.
Okie doke. What route are you going to take? Are you going to go northwest to Hojima, then over the hills? Are you going to venture into the forest and make your way up through the forest trail?
I would suggest that we go to the village and then across, because we know that route, at least a little bit. Whereas going straight there, we might get lost.
Well, the route you actually know is up the road to that point, and then round the foot of the hills there, and
along the edge of the forest, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, and then up through the forest to the village here.
Well, stick to what we know.
Yeah,
we'll go that route then.
Okie doke. Righty ho. And so
you realise, of course, this will be new to Yanagi, I think.
Yes. Though not to the player, because this was one of the episodes I looked at before joining.
From watching.
Yeah.
Nice. Thanks for watching.
Okay.
That's a good reason for recording it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, all good people watch this show.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, I can't be very good then because I don't watch it.
I'll
you
edit that out later.
In virtuous sense, don't you?
If you say so, Dan.
Yeah.
Well, yes. You are hearing your voice as you hear it normally. rather than hearing it as the people hear it.
Sorry, Dave. I'll edit him saying that out later.
So you travel through the light rain, up the road to the foot of the foothills, and then you're going to have to make your way along the remains of the track, which is actually it appears to have been used.
Oh.
There's recent footprints.
Yeah, well, there's labourers and that going backwards.
Yeah, they are.
and
Yeah,
forwards.
they rebuild the village. Will be labourers. Yeah, builders.
And you make your way up the trail, and there appears to be a fair bit of movement that's been going on. I mean, with the recent rains, the ground's muddy, and the trail is full of footprints and mud and such like. When you get to the edge of where the village is, there is actual signs of trees being felled.
Mm-hmm.
And you come out into the village itself. Now, let me just see, do I have the village? Well, I do have the village somewhere, it's just a case of where I've put it. 1 second.
How careless to mislay a whole village. That's quite
Yes,
that's quite a skill.
I think that's the one I wanted. It is indeed. Okay, let's move you to the village, which you probably actually remember. Does that ring a bell?
Lovely piece of map.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can't see any tokens on it, because I should have moved them all to the GM layer. But that was the village as it was. If you remember, that building wasn't in particularly good shape. That was probably in the best shape, and the other three were in various stages of decrepitude, but were mostly weather-tight. When you come out of the edge of the forest, there is signs of work. There are people cutting down trees on the edge of the forest to clear away the vegetation that's grown up around the edge of the village. So the brambles are getting cut back. Saplings and shoots that were coming up have been rooted up and stacked up for burning. And there is a party of labourers and woodsmen who are obviously dealing with this. There's some carpenters doing some work on that building and improving its weather tightness, and there are about half a dozen ashigaru standing around, just keeping an eye on things and watching out for things from the forest. One of the labourers in the forest sees you coming out of the woods and says, "Oh, you're here. He's over by the well."
Thank you.
Not in a good mood. You're late.
Yeah. Clearly not as he's expecting. Because nobody knew we were coming. So who's he expecting, and who is even going to be even more trouble because they're even later than we are?
Okay.
Oh, we're not really late, are we?
No.
No.
Let us go over and meet the man then.
Yeah, I'll see what he says.
Okay. There is what appears to be an architect or something like that who's busy sketching out the various the village and sketching in spots for new buildings and writing script, and sees you coming towards her and perks up. Oh, good, you're here. We need to make a start on that building first, so if you can sort out what's needed, we can get on with it.
I think you're mistaken about what we're here for. We're not labourers.
You're not the roofers that were supposed to be here?
No, I think your roofers may be late. We're somebody else, my friend. I'm sorry for the confusion. We are not your roofers.
How am I expected to do this work without the right stuff? Did you see anybody else on your... I mean, where are you from? Did you come from Nobi today?
We've come from the shrine, the Harvest Blessing Shrine.
In Nobi
In Nobi, yes.
So, what are you working for the priests?
No, we've came about another job. We were asked to do a security reconnaissance job. Checking the local area for beasties.
That'd be the Ashigo. You need to talk to the sergeant.
Of course, yeah.
Did you see anybody else on your way here? Did you see any signs of my roofers?
We'll see for a second, did we?
We haven't seen any sign of
No.
anybody.
I'm afraid we did not, my friend. No, we were the only ones on the road.
Well, perhaps we should go out and look for them.
We could go look for them for you in case they've gotten lost on their way here, yeah.
How on earth would they get lost? I mean, the trail is clearly signposted. It isn't.
I mean, we've been here before. That's how we found our way here. Perhaps they have got lost. It isn't that well. It's not that clear a path up to here. Do you want us to go have a look for your roofers for you, my friend?
Well, if you would, that'd be great. I presume they're somewhere between here and Nobioka. I mean, which route did you come?
We come halfway up the road and then through the woods.
What? He looks somewhat confused. 1 second. Let me just move you back to the Nobi to the main map.
Yeah. Let me just get zoomed right in. So we came from Nobioka, halfway up the road to Hajima, and then round the foothills through the forest.
Good God! You came the long way round.
It's the way we know.
Well, we're the Lord has instructed us to build a road up from Imamashi. So basically, the route that they've been taking is to travel down the Saikaido to Imamashi and then just come up into the forest come up through the forest to here.
This is the architect we're talking, isn't it?
This is the architect.
So, my friend, if you draw us a quick map of where your friends, what route they're coming, we can trace it back for you.
Yep.
This is an architect. He can draw us a map.
Okay, he will draw you a kind of a rough sketch map, which basically shows Nobioka.
He's an architect, Dave. It'll be better than a rough sketch. Come on, he draws for a living.
He's not going to be wasting a kind of a work of art.
We're doing him a favour, though.
Yes, you're doing him a favour. So you're also distracting him from his job, so he wants to get review as quickly as possible. He will do you a rough map, which basically shows Nobioka, the Saikaido heading southwest, Imamashi on the Saikaido, and then a dotted line up into the trees, and then up to the new village or the old village.
Sure.
And he explains that the Lord will be having a road built from Imamashi up to the village. Why on earth you came that route? He's not sure. I mean, building a road.
That's because that's the route we know.
Oh, Oh, right.
With your
Fine.
map, we can trace your roofer's steps and hopefully find them if they're lost for you.
Okay. That would explain why it was about that point you started seeing the footprints.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
in
they've come
that
from
case,
here to here
They-
and then to
They,
here,
they
right?
basically they basically come
Oh, yeah,
from
they've come
the
straight
village of
across from
Imamashi
here.
there, straight up to the edge of the woods there, and then supposedly through there. Okie doke. I mean, you've been backwards and forwards on that route several times.
Yeah.
So you know that one quite well. Okay, so you are heading southeast into the woods
Mm-hmm.
in search of some errant roofers.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're only just errant and not actually errant and dead.
Hopefully.
True.
And
True.
hopefully we'll find the roofers that we are looking for.
These are not the roofers you're looking
Are we
for.
not
Yes.
making Star Wars jokes in the Japanese game, are we, boys?
I don't know what you mean.
I think we are.
Okie doke. So, let's see, how's the weather doing? It's still kind of light showers and generally unpleasantly hot and humid. I mean, it's getting on for midday, and the temperature is up near to 40 degrees today. So you're not in the best of spirits as you head southeast. I mean, this is sort of day for kind of going and diving into the surf. So you head southeast through the woods, and you're following the trail.
We're not
You
still on
reach
the 11th, are we?
Yes, this is the 13th.
13th, thought so. Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So you travel down to the point where you would normally head off to the northeast, to rejoin the road there, and you can see that there are footprints heading off to the southeast. So it's not a great path, and it's certainly not well signposted. Can I have a tracking roll from? I think it's going to have to be Kosa, isn't it?
Well, unless Yanagi's got some.
I don't believe Yanagi's an
Nope.
expert tracker.
Well, I mean, he might roll a 1 and surprise you, but
Yeah.
He might just be smarter.
Yeah,
Okay,
I failed by 2.
That's fine. Well, since there are already tracks there, following this is relatively straightforward. You know the way it's supposed to be going, so therefore you've got guidance in what you're looking for. So it's not like you're looking for something in a trackless waste. So you do actually make it out to the edge of the forest, and you're kind of looking southeast across the paddy fields towards Imamashi, but you have not come across any roofers.
Hmm.
I think we best go into the village and ask if they've actually left.
Yes.
On
Yeah.
What time?
could be they've not even left.
Okay, you travel on further down.
I would
into the
rather hope they
village.
had left, because if they haven't, they're going to be in serious trouble.
Well,
Okay, we'll do
This
that.
is getting on towards evening, and you make it to the village. And when you inquire as to whether a party of roofers have come through, yes. How many gentlemen was it? Dumpty, 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 dum. Dumpty, 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 dum. It was, in fact, 5 of them, and they were carrying, sheaves of rice straw with them.
So that's something to look for en route, possibly, if we find any of those missing or lying around.
Okay. Are you going to head back into the forest now?
Did they pass through the village?
Well, they went through. What time did they get through? That was about 11 o'clock this morning. Sorry, using European time here, not hour of.
So they should have made it to the village by now.
They should have made it to the village very easily. They should actually have got to the village probably about the same time as you.
Okay. I don't suppose anybody else has got any tracking skill, have they?
Not me, I'm afraid.
Is there anybody in the village that could help, as these people are missing?
We could perhaps hire somebody to help.
I'm sure the architect would be happy to know where his roofers are.
There are people who go out into the forest and look for game, yes.
And they probably know the local area better than we do as well, to help.
Certainly they could come and help us look for people.
Well, it's they will be tending the fields tomorrow. It's part of their duties. They can't just drop everything.
Well, I'm sure a couple of people could be spared to help with the Lord's business.
Well, it's the Lord's fields that we're tending.
He is, I believe,
the Lord of this
charged with getting this village back on its feet again.
Oh, no, that's we understand that's another lord who's been given that task. Our lord is the lord of the village, and so I mean, basically, they are inhabitants of Imamashi, and they are not keen on just kind of wandering off to venture into the forest on a job for you. I think Kinzo, with his recent training, understands what they're actually angling for.
Yes, they would require some recompense, Kosa.
Ah, yes, got it in one. No mention has been made of fee so far.
Well, it's not a very big area. Surely we can search it on our own. If these people are carrying materials, they have been kidnapped, but then surely they would have dropped the materials. It should be easy to find.
Are we actually speaking to the guys who can do this?
Yes. I mean,
how much do you make in a day?
Well, a good day we can find catch several game and bring them back for the Lord and the headman and a copper each.
I'll pay you 4 copper each to come with us tomorrow. How about that?
Well, I'm sure the Lord can spare us. That's fine. Yes. They appear enthusiastic.
In that case, I suggest, gents, that we go out early tomorrow morning and look.
Yep, with our help.
Okay.
How many trackers are there? 2.
2.
We've got enough in the party funds to just pay that, so you don't have to pay it.
No, I'll pay that out of my own money.
We shouldn't do that. Just pay it from the party funds, man. We have that for that reason.
I think it's got to come out my funds because I'm not sure there's anything in the party funds at the moment.
All right, well let's chip in then. Let's chip in.
Yeah, we've got a gold in the fund.
Well, somebody make change in the.
I'll just put -4 copper for now. We'll sort it out later.
Yeah.
No, -8 because there's 2.
-8. There's 2 of them. Yeah. No need for one of us to be paying
-8.
it though. We can party funds that.
Righty-ho. So, following day. Again, still dark storm clouds overhead, but it looks a slightly better day. Last night was appalling. It was 32 degrees. It was hot. It was humid. You had trouble getting sleep. Okay, but you and your new assistants, Nagai and Rokujo, travel northwest along the line of footprints.
And this is the 14th now, eh? This is the next day.
This is the 14th. And you head the line of footprints, and
Try and keep my eyes out for stray straw.
Yeah.
Okay. The trackers do actually point out the footprints of the 5 roofers at various points. They're overtrodden by a set of 4 footprints in places heading towards the village. Sorry, back towards Imamashi.
That would be yours, wouldn't it?
Yes.
It was indeed you. Yes. Recognize that nick in your in the sole of your shoe. So, and they do in fact find that when they entered the forest, they did diverge from the track. There were some footprints where somebody had gone into the forest off the edge of the temporary trail to pass water or something, and these tracks followed it. So basically, they diverged from the trail and ambled off into the woods, heading more towards the southwest. So, are you heading? I presume you're heading along that route.
I would have thought so.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Hey, we get a bit more black taken off the map. Hey.
Okay. And the tracks actually run through the forest to the edge of the hills here. Whoops. If I can take a bit more off because you can see a bit further.
Been any sign of the materials they were carrying, or tools or anything like
There is the occasional bit of rice straw that's got dropped on the ground. Yeah, it's not the sort of thing where the whole thing's been thrown on the ground. It's just a little bit's worked loose and dropped off. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still carrying the stuff.
They're still carrying
the stuff. Well,
they were still carrying the stuff at this point in the journey. You then reach this point, and let's see. Oh dear. One of the trackers kind of holds you back and kind of points to the ground and said, there was something following them there. And he points to a particular track. And it looks like a small footprint. Wit saving throws from anybody who was involved in the Arabaru Kami episode.
Yeah. Ooh, hee hee. That'd be a big one from me.
You remember the Bakemono show?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, the forest goblins that were working with the Arabaru Kami?
Yep.
It
Same
looks to be that
footprints.
sort of footprint.
Is it one
And
set?
they do indeed confirm that it is. They believe it is one of those.
One.
Well, that footprint is from one of those, certainly. I mean, they don't know whether there's just one, but that footprint in particular is certainly.
Right. So I will say to the rest of the group, that's a Bakemono footprint. I recognise that. I remember seeing one of the sole of one of them's foot as I knocked it in the air and it went flying. I saw the sole of its foot right in front of me. I'll never forget. So that's definitely a Bakemono footprint. We need to make haste. Some of these men are being followed by Bakemono, or have been. I think it may be too late, to be honest.
Okay. And sure enough, 5 minutes further on, you see some bales of rice straw that have just been kind of dropped on the ground, and there is some blood, and there are 2 bodies, and that's it. And
many
bodies
workers
of
were there?
humans. There were 5.
Right.
And there are
Still
Bakemono
seeing it.
show footprints all over the place.
Right.
All over the place. Like, any chance we can get an estimation from our tracker friends how many Bakemono there might have been?
At least 6, I reckon. And they pointed to a set of footprints that are kind of leading up into the hills, and it's Bakemono footprints along with human footprints.
Leading away.
Being captured probably.
How many roofers was there supposed to be?
5.
But there's 5 bodies.
Nope, there's 2 bodies.
Oh, 2 bodies.
Two bodies.
Ah. Let's follow them.
Ask our trackers to. If there's several Bakemono together and 2 humans, it should be a lot easier to track. It should be a big wide track.
Oh yes, it is.
I'm sure the
go a
human
bit quicker.
Yeah.
Keto. Well, they do point out that there is a risk of ambush and so on. Forest goblins are tricky creatures. We normally avoid them.
We've dealt with them a few times, but we appreciate your caution.
I mean, if you could kind of spread out to either side just to avoid the risk of any ambush hitting us as we're tracking.
Yes,
of course,
certainly.
we will protect you as you track. Of course, 100%.
Good.
That will make my priority then will to be watching the perimeters as these guys do the tracking.
Well, your priority is to make sure they don't take any of your Buddha. Okay, so they will attempt to track up into the forest, into the hills rather, and the tracks are relatively plain and straightforward. And they do indeed lead up into the hills, and let me just reveal a little bit more. Right. They actually lead.
The idea how far ahead of these people are.
By how fresh the tracks are.
They reckon these are yesterday's tracks.
Okay.
Because
if you remember, they left 11 o'clock yesterday, headed into the forest, were obviously ambushed. They came over to the edge of the woods, and then they were heading northwest along the edge of the woods because obviously the village wasn't going to be in the hills. And then they were found by.
These trackers still happy to continue? They're getting a bit nervous and twitchy.
Well, going into the hills, they're a bit nervous, but you are there's 4 of you, kind of 2 on each side, so they're not going to be ambushed from the sides, and they could always turn and run back the way they came.
Yes, if there's a
And
if
they
we
have-
are attacked, it's probably best for them to do that.
And they have the idea that if they do run away, they're not going to get their 4 copper each. So they do actually lead. Let me just move the party. They do lead you over the hills, and it actually goes over the shoulder of the hills and down a gorge on the far side, and they stop at the entrance to the gorge, and they goes down there. There is a greater risk of ambush because the tracks lead down into that gorge. So there could be Bakemono up on the edges of the gorge.
It's a
So
gorge
you
so
just
steep
scout
you couldn't get down it.
Well, it's it's not a vertical sided gorge. It's, if you like, the river, the stream has cut an angular valley down the side of the hill,
It's just
and so
steep-sided, but not
it's
impossible.
a steep sided stream valley. Okay, I gave the wrong impression of the gorge. It's a steep sided stream valley, but obviously, if there's something up on the banks, it would be difficult to get to, and they can chuck things down at you down below.
That's why I was thinking of we should stick to the high ground, go around along the rim if you like.
Okay. So are all of you going to stay on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, or are 2 on each side,
Thinking them, I think.
or 1 on each side and 2 going with the trackers down the valley itself?
Yeah, maybe that actually.
What do you reckon, lads?
Split the party.
I'm reluctant to split the group.
So am I, but if we do get ambushed from the tops at the sides, if one of us is on each side, maybe that ambush won't be possible.
Yeah, but I think we should stick together and stick to one side or the other.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
We may be able to see what's going on.
Well, the tracks go down the side of the stream at the bottom, so the trackers
Yes, but
think they probably need they need to be down there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, trying to follow them from the top of the gorge the top of the valley is going to be difficult.
yeah, but I still think it's worth going along the top.
Why
We should
does
better, if there's anything down there, any kind of Bakemono village or anything, we should be able to see it from the top.
Okay. Well, they're happy to follow your orders and walk with you along the top. Are you going along as the stream goes down the hill? Are you going along the left-hand bank, the uphill bank, or the right-hand bank, which is the downhill bank?
Yeah, we'll stick to the right-hand side. Go on the right-hand
The
side.
downhill bank. Okay, fine. Okay. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. Right. Can I have wit saving throws from everybody, please?
Yeah. Four, I think that makes it without even checking. I think so. Let me check. Wit, base saving throw 6, raw saving throw 4. That makes it.
Okay. So you are wandering down the side of the valley. The trackers are kind of close to the edge, kind of keeping an eye down towards the bottom next to the stream. And every so often they stop and discuss and agree that yes, the tracks are still following that stream. And after a while, they stop and the tracks seem to have gone at an angle up from the stream around that boulder, and you travel a little bit further, and you see that the tracks actually lead into the mouth of a cave in the hillside above the stream, and Kyūryū actually caught sight of something disappearing into the cave.
Was it a Bakemono?
Another wit saving throw.
Oh, I'll never make 3 in a row. He bloody well has.
Yes, it was indeed a Bakemono that a Bakemono show that you saw disappearing into the cave, and it was reacting. It had seen you lot coming along the slope downstream. Sorry, on the other side of the stream.
Brothers, I saw a Bakemono. It running into the cave, but it saw us. They know we're here.
Yeah. So
I think
situation is you are on
head towards it.
you are on the right hand side. Hang on a second. Let me just sketch a little diagram for you.
That'd be best.
So add a page, and I will just move you to the page and then just sketch on the outline of what we've got. Okay. Oh, hang on a second. It's automatically put
Fog of War's on, yeah.
the dynamic lighting on. Let me turn that off for the time being. Fair enough. There we go. So, and now I get to demonstrate my lousy drawing skills. Well,
Not
first
at
of all,
all,
let's
not at
change
all.
my default color to black. That's better. So I can have a doom-laden color. And it's still coming up yellow. Let's change it. So, effectively, you have, if you think of this as the valley, the stream valley, and down the middle of the stream of the river, you've got the stream meandering along, and it's going in that direction, so that's downhill.
Yep.
And on this side on the right hand, on the uphill side, so if you like, you have the valley like so, but the mountain or the hill is generally falling in that direction and continuing to fall in that direction like so. So the general slope is towards the left. The stream is cutting down at an angle, and there is a cave in the side of the hill on the uphill side of the stream. There is a kind of
on the opposite side.
There is a boulder there, and you kind of came round, and you are on this side looking down into the valley. You came round the corner of the boulder, and you made out the mouth of the cave, and Kyūryū saw a Bakemono disappearing into the cave.
Now, brothers, I don't think we should hesitate. There are people being held hostage by Bakemono. I think we need to help them as soon as possible.
I think we need to get a move on, because we don't want all the, if they're running back in we don't want all to get out into the open.
No. If we can
We're off trying to pin them in the cave.
pin them inside the cave, yeah, let's go. Let's move.
And the stream is not too difficult to cross.
Do you know what Kyūryū by full name means? Rushing river.
Fair enough.
Kyūryū no Kawa. It means rushing river. The stream is no problem for me.
Right. Let me just check. And find my cave. So hopefully, you should find yourselves in the bottom left of the new sheet.
Yeah.
We do.
And hopefully you should find yourselves looking into a cave entrance.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
It's relatively narrow cave entrance. There appears to have been an attempt to put up some sort of screen to hide the entrance, but it's been thrown to one side by the Bakemono charging back into the cave. So it's taken you a few rounds to kind of run down the far side of the valley and then up to the cave entrance, and this is where you find yourselves. So, how do you
dark
wish to
inside?
Proceed? Oh yes.
Is it dark inside? Okay, in that case, we're definitely going to need some torches. Something to give us some light.
Okay. Do you have any torches?
We got method of starting a fire, but I haven't got any torches as such.
Nope. I don't believe it's a standard thing that you've got, so you're going to have to try and create
isn't,
some
no.
torches.
We certainly will. This should be.
You mean you
you're
have
welcome to try, Kyūryū, while we try and sort some torches out. Yes, I
Right.
think we have to.
Okay. Well, the difficulty is going to be what are you going to make the torch out of?
No trees around, or
oh yes, there's
or,
trees and shrubs around.
timber.
Do you remember what the weather's been
branches
like
about?
recently?
Yes, a bit wet.
No, it was kind of light rain yesterday. It's been dry today. There's been the occasional spot of rain, but it's been very humid. And humid. And humid. So things have not been drying out very fast.
Why don't we try and build a fire sort in the cave? Then try and waft the smoke into the cave. Smoke them out.
Okay. So you're going to cross back over the stream and up the far slope and pull down some of the bushes and pick up some dead wood from under the trees and then drag it back across and.
Unless anyone's got an immediately better idea.
No, but we ought to think about the fact that there could easily be other exits, entrances to here, and they could just be disappearing out the back of one bit.
We're never going to find them, are we? Let's be realistic. If there are.
It's unlikely, but.
Not by the time, if there are no scarping, then they've already scarped.
Yeah.
Do either of our trackers have oil or torch?
Do they have them? Would you believe it? One of them has come outfitted just in case you got caught out in the forest at night, you needed to follow tracks at night, and does indeed have some torches and oil that have been kept dry. 100.
In that case, can we borrow? Can we have them?
Of course. He will hand them all over to you. Yes.
Bonus coin for that man.
Mm-hmm.
As long as he's not expected to go into the cave, he's quite happy to hand it all over to you.
He's not.
Good.
You got enough for a torch each?
And we'll pick up some spare wood so that when the torches start to go out, we can light one.
Okay. Basically, he's got 2 completed torches, and he's got sufficient oil and rags to soak. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Oh, God. 4 more torches if you kind of put them together, but you'd need to kind of fabricate them. So if one of the torches goes out, you can then wrap the one set of rags around it, douse it in oil, and then light it from the other one.
Yeah.
But there are two working torches at the moment. If you wish to take the time to find a piece of wood to make more working torches, you have enough for 6 torches. At least,
I suggest we go with the 2 we've got.
Okay.
Do you reckon we should make another one?
Nah, I think we're okay with 2.
Well, I was just thinking we should at least wrap the rags around them ready.
Have them ready and soaked, yeah, ready to light another one if we need to.
Pour some oil on and light them.
Maybe prepare them.
Okay.
And take them.
Okay. Who's sorry? Are you going to make another couple, or what?
No. We could ask these guys while they're waiting outside to prepare more torches.
Not a problem. The guy who's actually got the torches is obviously skilled in finding the stuff to make them, so he could probably about 5 minutes. He could make you another couple.
So yeah, we'll get him to do that then.
Okay. So who's going to carry the torches then? Are you going to wait 5 minutes till you've got another 2, or are you going to go in now while he's making another couple?
No, let's wait. That way we won't have to come back for it. I'll carry one.
I'm happy to carry one. I'm just as effective a fighter with 1 hand and 2 feet and a head.
Okey-doke. Righty-ho. Now, let me just check something. And... That's what I wanted. Right. Okay, so you wait for 5 minutes, and you now have some additional torches. So, are you going to light them outside before you go in?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Let me just get this sorted. Fair enough. So, let's give you some viewpoints. So, make sure I'm on the right there for a start. So, effectively, a torch is going to give you 25 foot of bright light, and then another 25 foot of low light.
And you've
Very good torch.
and you've got dynamic lighting, so you can do that properly, eh?
Sorry, no, my apologies. That's for a strong fire, isn't it? Yes.
I say that's a very powerful torch.
Yes.
About half that at best.
Yes, at best, yes.
So that's
I would say 10 and 10 myself.
That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
we're doing.
10 to 15, and another 10
Sounds
to
more
15
like
on
it
top
for a
of that.
small
Yeah.
torch.
Right. Kinzo will suggest that Kosa and Yanagi go in front of us with the torches, because that way their sight will be better.
So who's actually carrying torches?
Myself and Kyūryū.
Righty-ho.
So if the other two are in front of us, then the torches won't blind them, you see.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the torches are
I'm
behind
not
them.
going to see much.
Put the torches behind them. I will walk right behind you, though.
Yes, but if you stood behind us, you'll see even less.
Yeah.
Kyūryū.
Unless you want a stronger fighter up front.
Okay, let me just check.
We're all about the same, I'd have thought.
No, I think Yanagi's probably the weakest.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's going to have to be.
So what strength are you talking about, really?
Well, that's fine.
Well,
I'm
in a minute,
happy to be
still.
up front with Kosa. Just
Okay, at the present moment, the hanging has kind of dropped back down into the cave and is kind of partially blocking your view.
My strength is my speed, and in a small enclosed space, it's not that useful. In an open space, yes, but in here, my strength
You
is
okay with your bare hands, Yanagi?
Yeah,
I shall to use your
I
cane.
shall use Temiwaza and Miyawara, and that'll be.
Yep.
I mean, I'm better with. That's my best ability. My Temiwaza, so that's what I'd be using anyway. I can't exactly talk them, with katakana, which is my next best. So.
Right, so the barrier kind of fell back into place, so it's currently blocking your view into the cave. But do you wish to kind of step forward and move the barrier?
Yes.
To one side and pull it to one side, yeah.
Okay. So I would imagine. So Kosa and Yanagi are going up front with Kinzo and Kyūryū following behind with the torches. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough. You can see that the cave widens out. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's say I've got a torch
Hang
in
on
my
a
left
second.
hand and a shuriken in my right hand.
I just need to alter the settings because this is still set on 5 foot. I need to make it 3 foot. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So currently, where is it? You can see about 20 foot into the cave, just barely.
Yeah.
Actually, you can see about 20 foot into the cave there from the torch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can we hear anything?
You kind of lifted up one corner of the mat, and you can hear echoes in the cave. You can hear sounds like Bakemono speak, I would guess.
Don't sound particularly close.
Doesn't sound particularly close. It's kind of it sounds like a big cave.
Yes, echoing around the cave, but not very close to us. Something.
No. Are you stepping in? So,
I'll step in.
Okay. Move yourself forward. And at that point, things start to happen.
What a surprise!
Does everybody else wish to follow up?
Yeah, I was just keeping behind them.
I will do, but I'm the slowest
I'm
of the bunch, so.
I'm not rushing. I'm going quite slowly because I need to see the floor.
Yeah.
I'm not stepping onto anything. And looking all around, so I'm not going quick.
Oh. They are close.
I'm expecting more to be shot rather than leapt on in hand to hand, Dave.
Well, in actual fact, the first thing you do notice is a shower of 4 rocks coming towards you.
Yes, I'm listening for the.
Yep.
Kind of listening for the twang of arrows primarily, but if they're chucking rocks, I won't really hear them.
Hang on a second. Have I moved that to the wrong layer?
So we've got some to the left and some to the right.
All I can see is those off in the corner. All right.
I think there's one to the left.
Is that? Oh, well.
Maybe.
Where's our 4th member gone?
Davis just moved me.
He's disappeared into the darkness right at the very
Yeah.
bottom. You can just see the edge of his
There.
wandered into the
Sorry.
rock.
I'm just trying to find where my my bad guys are. That's more like it. Okay, I can actually
they've all
see
run
them.
away, haven't
No. Basically, one stepped to there,
Oh.
and so we've got 4 rocks coming at you, basically.
I'm prepared to deflect them.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Do you have Yodomi Jutsu as a skill?
I do indeed.
Damn. Okay.
I've got baseball. I'm going to use the torch like a baseball bat and hit the rocks back at them.
Okay, well, let's roll for the 4 rocks that come towards you. They are coming towards you because you're in front.
Yeah,
so that's
fair enough. Be expected.
okie doke. Let's see. So that is.
At least 2 of them look like hits. Roll D20.
So your current armor class is what?
3, probably 3. I assume it's not cold,
Okay.
is it? So
3 are missing you. 1 is looks like it would hit you unless you successfully knock it out of the way.
yeah.
Just quick rules check. Armor class, you add your level, don't you?
If it's a bonus
Nope.
skill, yes.
Yeah.
I fumbled trying to block it.
You fumbled.
Completely messed it up.
Oh dear. Let's see. So
But I'll probably step into it.
right, unfortunately it wasn't successful, so that didn't reduce the missile's effect number. But since it's just a failure rather than a fumble.
Failure, I think. Yeah, just a failure. I may well make it worse by stepping into it.
In that case, you take 2 points of subdual damage from this rock.
2 points of subdual. Ow.
And let's see, can you tell?
They just come out the darkness, so I can only see somebody.
Oh no, you can actually see 3 where 3 of the rocks came from. So
So I can see 2 people, sort of.
let's see.
C4.
I can see 5.
1 came from there.
Yep,
1
looks
came
like
from
it.
there.
2
1
left
came
to the
from
right,
there.
I see.
And 1 came from over here out of the darkness.
No, there's at least 6 then.
When I can move, I will move.
Okay. So it's now your actions.
Right.
I don't know whether it's
Right,
anybody
yeah.
else, but the hex grid, I can only see a little bit near the entrance, and then it's just plain white for the rest.
Yeah, the hex grid has vanished.
There's
Ah,
back.
there we go.
Yeah.
My apologies.
I'm going to step.
I made the mistake of
there, and
I made the mistake of moving the map to the to the token there.
Mhm.
yeah, so I'll
Which is
move
rather
two X's over there and go, "Ooh, there's a lot of you," and then I'll hit the nearest one.
You don't go for the nearest one. You can actually make out there were two that threw the rocks, and there are two that seem to have pointed, sharpened sticks behind them.
Right. What map is that? Is that on 10?
You're distracting them, Kosa. This is what it is. You're distracting them. You're drawing their
running into the
attention.
cave wall and knocking myself out.
Okie doke. Critical failure in unarmed combat. Roll a d20.
He did do this the other week.
Yes.
He fumbled himself
Yes.
to
A 12.
out.
Attacker falls down and suffers a day's special effect.
Yeah.
Okay. A day's special effect is you forfeit you forfeit your next event action phase, which is effectively your second reaction phase. So let's
step forward and smack my head on the roof or something.
Okay, so we can actually leave that on there because that is the day's special effect.
Yes, it's done 2 weeks ago.
Yanagi, what are you doing?
Well, everybody else will get to act before me. Because they'll get back on 10s.
Yeah,
I don't act till 7.
Hang on a second, let's pull up the turn order.
Yeah.
Can everybody see the turn order?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I may as well just carry on using this.
Yeah.
So the Bakemono have gone. I need to add Kinzo and take off Tomoe.
I can only see the Bakemono on it.
I can only see Bakemono on there.
In that case, I need to clear it off completely. And
I think it's when it's been rolled on another map, it won't show on this map.
Yep. So let me add a custom item for the Bakemono. And there on the 12.
Yep.
And then I need to add them for everybody else. So we need two for Kosa.
10
We
and
need
5
2 for Kyūryū.
Yeah.
We need 2 for Yanagi. And we need 2 for Kinzo. Okay. So Yanagi from memory is on 7 and 3.
That's right.
10 and 5 for the rest of us.
Everybody else is 10-5.
Okay.
If you click on the number where next to your name, you can actually enter the numbers yourself.
Yeah, you can actually.
Okay. So sort, and we've been through. Well, we've done Kosa, but Kinzo, do you wish to do anything? You are still holding your torch. Yep. Is Kinzo doing anything?
Can you hear me?
You can now, yeah.
I couldn't hear you. No.
Now,
That's because I was. As I said, I'm going to wait for Yanagi to move, then I'm going to follow him.
Okay. So Kyūryū?
Have I got full vision on this fella here?
He stepped round the corner and you can see him, yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to throw the shuriken in my hand at him.
Fair enough. So that is 6 hexes away. So that's 6 yards.
Short range, yeah. But my final BCS.
What's your strength saving throw?
Strength saving throw is current base saving throw. Base or raw? Base is 7.
Okay, so in that case, short range.
Okay, and my Shuriken Jutsu final BCS is 9, so that's not a hit.
Okie doke. In that case, we've done Kosa. Yanagi.
One. Can I step over Kosa, or even stand above him?
Yes, if you stand over him, you will be on treacherous ground, but you can let's see. If you go 1, 2, 3, 4, but you need BMA 8 to do that.
Yeah, I don't have BMA 8.
If you get to there, you are engaged with that guy, so you can't go further. So you would have to stand over Kosa, but that might be the best thing for Kosa.
Well, that's my point. So
Yes.
I will step above him
Okay.
and attempt to strike the guy in the corner, if I may.
Certainly. Do your work.
Well, hopefully the worst to him, not the worst to me. We'll see.
What?
No, missed.
Okay. This fight's not going well, is it?
Not yet.
Well, it depends whose side you're on. I mean, it's going well for the Bakumono.
Kyūryū?
Can I do anything in
You-
the secondary if I throw a Shuriken in my primary?
Yes, you can throw a shuriken in your secondary, but it will be at half your BCS.
At half my BCS. So, what's half of 9? Is it 4 or 5?
Well, hang on a second. We've got Kinzo, who delayed his primary until 7,
Okay.
He did.
and is going after Yanagi. Are you going to move forward to illuminate?
Oof.
You're charging. Righty-ho.
I charge up to that. Yep.
Nice.
Yep, you charge up to that.
Love that, Kinzo.
Fair enough. Okay, so we then have Kyūryū secondary.
Can I change weapons on a secondary? Well, I don't even have to change
Well, you
weapons.
don't have a weapon
can
in
I
your
draw?
hand.
Can I draw a weapon on my secondary and draw my Yawara?
I believe you're not engaged, so therefore I think you can.
I will do that.
Yes, you can draw a weapon.
Can't do that and
Not a problem.
move though. I can't move on a secondary. Yeah.
No.
Okay, I will draw my Yawara.
Fair enough. Which then means Kosa goes, oh, what happened?
Undaze myself.
Undaze yourself. Do you want to remove the daze marker? I'll remove the daze marker. Fair enough. Move Yanagi back again. And then Yanagi, your secondary.
Oh. I'll attempt to strike him in front of me again. Well, that's a bit better. He hard 8, 9. Hit 4.
Hang on a second, let me just call something up. So that hits our AC4, not a problem.
Okay.
Roll your damage.
Take 6.
Come on.
Hey,
6.
what are you hitting him with?
I've got a Yawara in my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
+2's for your level, isn't it, with the Yawara?
What level are you, Dave?
That's true. I'm level 1, so I ought to be adding a pip to that.
Yeah, you should be doing extra.
You'd be
Extra
doing
+1.
7 then. Because it's D6
7.
unarmed, +2 for the Yawara, 1 for the level.
Plus
So
one
yeah,
for the
should be
level.
7.
Fair enough. You don't.
Nice.
It's still there.
I'll take that for a secondary. That's all right.
That was pretty damn good for a secondary.
And now the Bakemono will swarm all over us, and that'll be that. Will be dinner.
Yes.
I won't require a wit saving throw from you, but you can still hear echoes in the distance.
Right.
So it's not just these Bakemono you're dealing with. On a 2, I believe Kinzo was going to do something as well.
I'm going to attempt to remove this Bakemono from.
Yes. Go for it. So that hits a 3. Let me just check his armor class. One. Him. Okey-doke. That hits 3. Congratulations. He's
not
so
taking as
that one
much
is-
damage as he should have done. Ooh.
Okey-doke. That's he's actually only AC 1. But he's taken 6 damage. Fair enough. Okay. So let me just note that down. Fine. He's still there. Looks a bit shaken there. And that one. Let's replace how many he's taken with how many he's got left. Fine. Okey-doke.
I'm going to say, Dave, it's coming up to 11. Do you want to leave it there as a
I
cliffhanger
think
for
it
next week?
I think it might be an idea to stop it here because this, given there are more Bakino and Mono in the cave,
Yes.
it is going to be more than a short while.
Cliffhanger!
Incidentally, Yanagi, I don't think Kosa noticed it, but you do.
Yeah.
There looks to be a pile of bones there.
Oh, I saw the pile of bones, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I was too busy thinking I didn't want to become a pile of bones, so for the moment, they don't really make a lot of difference until we've dealt with these guys. But yes, thank you, Dave, for pointing out, in case I hadn't.
Kinzo, you also see somebody there. Well, another Bakemono there, which is probably the source of the 4th rock.
I might
Okay.
or might not. I'm too busy concentrating on the guy in
You're
front of me.
focusing on the guy in front of you. Yes.
Yeah, charging through a cave in the dark under, firelight is.
He's not
I'm
quite
not
in the dark. He's got a
distraction.
torch in behind, but that's not necessarily a good idea, either.
Yeah.
So we're back to the top of the round for next time with the Bakemono going.
No, they've already been misters.
They already all missed, yeah. You forgot, Dave.
Anyway,
Okay,
thanks,
thanks as
Jess.
well,
That was great fun.
Yeah, thanks for another great
Sorry
game,
it took me
guys.
so long to set
Yes,
this up,
Dave.
but we will see how this goes in 2 weeks' time.
I see you all in 2 weeks, gents. Thanks for another great one.
Okay.